All right, this is Grace, aka Werevlog, starting on the bottom of page 74. Cut to interior living room night. Grace watches web series on a flat screen. He rubs the end of the remote control to his lips. Don't put that in your mouth. That remote is disgusting. You don't know where it's been. The remote is fine. It sits there on the end table and nothing touches it. It's fine. Wipe it down with Clorox wipe. I'm so sure. Grace gets up and wipes the remote down and then returns to his recliner to watch the show. Don't just put things in your mouth. Rainey opens her mouth and makes a funny growling sound. Arr. Your cleanliness is making me think you are on meth, or at least low-grade meth. What are you watching? Rainey makes the growling noise again. You're acting weird over there growling. What is this that you're watching? It's okay. Do you want one? He sits the remote over by her. She picks up the remote and she starts skimming through the channels. Her thumb clicks the remote over and over again as she changes it to another web series. I'm digging all these vloggers. Some of these shows are legit. This is taking too long. It's usually on auto type. Sometimes you have to do one letter at a time. She keeps searching with the remote. Cut to television screen. An arrow approaches a series of letters in a box. She begins to tap on each letter, forming the words Brady Bunch. A series of boxes appear on the flat screen, revealing different episodes of the show. The sound of dishwasher arises in the kitchen. Ow, my foot. He has Jones Yogi's bear poster. Mike casually tosses it on the ground. He has to find the kids. He has to find the kids. Mike learn he has got his magazine for his car. Mr. Phillips, he isn't going to be happy. You're probably going to lose your job. So they're looking for Jane. They have about 5 million guests there. Had a poster in it. And Jane and Marcia are looking for the car. They go and they're running and looking, and Alice is looking for it. And the poster has been left behind. Now Jane and Marcia are taking over the island and on the same canoe. And they're running, but they're not in running shoes. Really, they can't run at all because their shoes are not made for running. They are not wearing the right shoes, and they're running and laughing, and they come running up, and they're tired and come running up, and they see Alice, and now Alice takes off running, and she's hauling, and she's like Carl Lewis, and she takes off running full sprint, really flying, and she's running, and she knocks them out of the way, and she has the right shoes. Grace is now asleep. His eyes roll up in his head. Cut to Grace nightmare or dream, field, late at night, near Newcastle. I guess this would be exterior. Sorry about that, people. There we go. Grace is running across a field at full sprint, barefoot in tatters. Coyotes yap. A full moon hangs in the air. Mists of fog floats over the field and through the trees. This right here. Howling arises. Grace's clothes are tattered and ripped, and he's breathing heavily. I don't know. I think maybe clothes is like that. Is that how it is? Maybe not. Okay, we'll just do it this way right now. Is it like this right here? Yeah, I think so. Okay, there we go. More howling arises. Grace is slightly hunched over as he was just transformed into a man. He is sweaty and out of breath. He hunches over as if he is going to vomit and then raises his head toward the heavens and howls. The sound of Lady's voice arises from flat screen television in the field. The television turns on and flickers among the fog. The voice of Jane off screen. You just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Kitty, come on. Sorry, my cat's using the restroom. Are you finished yet? Just, I don't know. We're gonna cut and start over. I'm gonna okay, we're gonna go ahead and go straight ahead. Sorry about that. A lady looks like Jane from Brady Bunch walks over to Grace as he falls to his knees in exhaust. A mist of fog billows around her. Just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride, Grace. Who are you? I'm Jane. Who are you? Why are you here in this field with me? Marcia. What? The lady that looks like Jane begins to howl. Why are you howling? Grace howls with her. Harr! Why did I just howl? Why did I just howl? What's going on? Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, Grace. What show? See? She points to the television. See what? You made the thumbnail. See? You're on the cover, see? The cover? The covers. Cut 2. Interior living room that night, full moon. Grace awakes from his dream. He is covered in sweat and tosses his blanket away. He notices Rainey isn't around, and he searches all the rooms in the house and realizes she is gone. He goes to the back patio door and looks through the blinds. No one is out there. There's a fog floating over the field and backyard. He opens the door slowly to the sound of howling in the field. The fog is at the hedge of the patio. Silver rays shine down from the dark cloud sky above. Where are you? Cut 2. Let's go ahead. That just came out of instinct. Let's just go ahead and say whisper right here. I know it's kind of cliche a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just say whisper. We'll do the plural whispering. Where the hell are you? Cut 2. Interior highway night. The Uber driver, Mark, turns up the radio. He hands, what we can do here is just for, we'll just call it Uber right here. Since this is about Mark and we don't want to, let's just call it Uber driver right here, this segment. Actually, you know what? That's not a bad title for the segment right there. I like that. There we go. Uber driver interior. Uber driver's interior. Yeah, I kind of like that. You know, we might do some stuff about the Uber driver interior. I didn't really write anything, but that still says something. So this is for the set department. The Uber driver, Mark, turns up the radio. He hands back another bottle of Scotch whiskey to Mr. Ullman, who has polished off a nearly empty bottle of Macallan. This Macallan's a tad bit over 12 years. He didn't even share a sip. I forgot to tell you that I invented the perfect werewolf weaponry. You don't like Scotch? Driver, do you like Scotch? Yes, sir, I love it. Me too, I love Scotch. Want some? Not while driving. Mark sips on a bottle with a straw in it. He slurps up the last drop. The app says another hour. Another hour or so until Barksville. I love me some Scotch. Macallan hits the spot. I invented a type of silver spray powder which I liquefied. It's far more powerful than the powder I sold you. I have the container in the very trunk of this very car. He slightly chokes on the cough drop. He reaches over to Mr. Ullman and takes the bottle of Scotch and sips. Savior. Whoa. Now, the spray is in the trunk of this very vehicle, and it's very powerful against the enemy. Extremely powerful. One tiny drop of this purified silver nitrate will be like sulfuric acid to any cursed beast. They don't like silver, my friend. They despise any type of silver. Especially this werewolf repellent I invented. It's held in a kind of spray device that looks like an exterminator canister used in killing pests. I'll break it out later, and when it gets rough, I'll have your back. Pesticides for werewolves. I dig it, dear boy, I dig it. Yes, the silver is purified more so than the dagger. The bullets in the bag of silver powder that I told you to earlier, I checked my app. We're good, money-wise. I want you to know that this very liquefied dose will pretty much kill this lycanthrope dead. Kill it very quickly. A lycanthrope is never a it. What do you mean? Turn the song up, driver. Turn it up, please. I love Deacon Blues. Steely Dan is my favorite. You like Steely Dan? God, yes. Donald Fagen, Walter Becker on guitar, bass, and backup vocals. Hell yeah. They're the best ever was, baby. Me too. Tone it up louder, driver. 1977, it peaked number 19 on the billboards. Top 100 June 1978. In Canada, it peaked at 14, a position it occupied for 2 weeks. Number 20 adult contemporary, best song ever made. You sound like a Wikipedia. Driver, turn it up louder. Haha, very funny. Savor it, dear boy, savor it. They pass the bottle around and celebrate as the classic 70s blares over the stereo speakers of the car. They shout and sing in the lyrics of the song. John and Mr. Ullman attempt to sing it by shouting too loudly as their drunken buzz arises. This is the day of the expanding man. The shape is my shade, there where I used to stand. It seems like only yesterday I gazed through the gas, singing like Dolphin. At Ramblers, wild Ramblers, it's all in the past. Gamblers, dear boy, gamblers, it's gamblers, we're gamblers hunting a curse. Cut to. Moments later, learn to work the saxophone. I play just what I feel, drink scotch whiskey all night long. And die behind the wheel. They got a name for the winners of the world. I want a name when I lose. Cut to. Interior car, highway, later down the highway. Thunderstorm, lightning strikes in the nearby field. High winds tear through the trees. Loose leaves blow across the road. A toad hops into a muddy puddle. Thunder shakes the glass inside the car. Mr. Oldman is pissed drunk at this point, and Joan Blacksmith is singing even more annoyingly. Mark seems to have improved to near perfection. They ignore the storm as the music attempts to muffle out the dangerous elements outside. They sing through the thunderstorm. Learn to work the saxophone. I play just what I feel. Drink scotch whiskey all night long. And die behind the wheel. They got a name for the winners in the world. I want a name when I lose. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide. Call me Deacon Blues. They continue to sing to Steely Dan. The famed song plays on while Mr. Oldman, John, and Mark speed down the highway into the night under the full moon. Cut to. Close up of Gerald. The car rolls down the long farm road. The headlamps are turned off. The car carefully drives under an iron gate with a circle with an L in the center of the iron circle, which is lit by a waxing moon. Cloudy night sky with outline of silver. Beautiful farm, just beautiful. Yes, it is beautiful. Yes, very pretty. Do y'all know these people? Not yet. Cut to. Exterior car farm that night. Mr. Oldman gets out of the car. John goes to the trunk, which is now open. He digs in and removes the tote bag and equipment. This canister is sensitive, so don't ever drop it. It's still a prototype. Roger that. John polishes the canister and pops it back into the trunk and carefully closes it. He metals it with the equipment and checks it over and returns it. John quickly follows Mr. Oldman, walks up to the front door of Grace Lipton's farm. They arrive at the door about the same time. John fixes his shaggy hair and smells his armpits. You think they're home? He lives on his own. I read an article about his farm life here. Really? Yes. They get to the front door. I'm sorry. Precasting here, sorry about that. Let me add the E. Sorry about that. There we go. Now, Mr. Oldman knocks. Quite out, besides the crickets. They're called cicadas. Sure they're not locusts? I know the sound of cicadas. They sound about similar, right? They sure do. Mr. Oldman clears his throat. They patiently wait at the front door for a long moment as the crickets chirp. My dear Lord, it's taking him forever. Finally, the door opens, and Rainy Love stands in her robe. Hello, ma'am. Who in the hell are you? I'm Rainy. Okay, let me look at something for a minute. I'm going to cut that hell right there. I don't think he's that drunk. I think he's just going to say, who are you? John Blacksmith. Hello, ma'am. Mr. Oldman. Who are you? I think it's going to start with the word and. So he's going to say this. John Blacksmith says, hello, ma'am. And Mr. Oldman says, and who are you? I'm Rainy. Where in the hell is Grace Lippin? Okay. I don't think he's that drunk either, so I think he's just going to ask. I think he's going to be polite. Even if he was drunk, he's still going to be. These are kind of edits and readings at the same time. I'm sorry, people. So it's going to be, excuse me, where is Grace Lippin? This is his farm, isn't it? And you are? My name is Gerald Oldman III. I have a web series online. I go by Silver Thing. It's a well-known show about lost monsters. This is my new partner and friend, John Blacksmith, my man. John Blacksmith. I have a show too. It's Blacksmith Show. Is there a man named Grace Lippin that lives here? I think he's going to be polite too. So we always go with the positive, according to Hemingway. Pardon, I think is what he says. I gotta do some misspellings to correct him. Pardon us, I think is what he says right here. Pardon us, is there a man named Grace Lippin that lives here? Yup, he's right out now. He went to the barn to check up on the horses. We have had some hard rain and they got spooked in the thunderstorm. We drove through it on the way. We detoured due to flooding. Can we speak with Grace? She slams the door. John Blacksmith's laughing at the slammed door in their face. Well, we got our answer. He ain't here. They turn around toward the car. Mr. Ullman singing. Learn to play the saxophone. John Blacksmith. I play just what I feel. They walk back to the car together. Mr. Ullman singing. And die behind the wheel. John Blacksmith. I got a place for the winners of the world. I want a name when I lose. Mr. Ullman. Shut up. He hops in the car. Mr. Ullman. We'll get them next time. I wonder who she was. Who knows? We'll find out. We're cutting there. This needs a little bit of work, and I do have to make a correction on the spelling. But let's go with. We're gonna continue for one more scene. Cut to interior motel room that night, Marksville, Texas. OTS rack focus. John Blacksmith holds remote toward TV. Mr. Ullman sits on the edge of the bed with a bottle of scotch. John Blacksmith holds the remote higher, shaking it, and continues to surf through the cable. He stops on HBO. There's nothing on. HBO's gotten too commercial. The web series are far better. Online shit is better than Hollywood nowadays. HBO's a joke. No crap. My online show is developing fast. I make a living off mine. I've been since I left the ministry. John Blacksmith. You were a minister? What denomination? Non-denomination. I don't talk much about it. It was when my first love was still around. Do you miss her? Most of the time. I think of her every day. She has passed on. I don't have many pictures of her. I lie in bed and I try to remember her, what her hair looked like. Really? Wow, her hair. I'm sure she's lovely. She was lovely. What happened to her? I don't like to talk about it. What was her name? Sarah. Like in the Bible, Abraham's old lady. Huh. Sorry you lost her. Well, the show helps. Vlogging helps me deal with the loss. Me too. I've lost someone once. Do you try to remember what her hair looks like? Sometimes. I don't like talking about her. Can we change the subject? Nothing on HBO, huh? Not that I can find. Listen, we're going to have to go back to Grace's place. Most likely the bitch will be there. The one that slammed the door on us. What's her name again? Rainey? Yes, Rainey. What a rude lady. We must be patient with her and get the info we need, okay? We need to get the info about where Grace is, or at least when he'll be at the farm, or at his farm, okay? Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Cut to interior bathroom, motel moments later. John Blacksmith opens the top of the shiny canister with a thick, long, silvery hose and a metal gold trigger. He pulls out a vial. He picks up the canister. This is the liquid silver nitrate. This is the very canister right here is a weapon for killing werewolves. It contains liquid silver. It heats up and mixes with top secret chemical agent, which acts as a catalyst when exposed to silver. The chemicals I use are very secret. I don't even tell my mother. Now, after heating it up, the agent, it turns to silver lava, which cook inside when prepped properly. You must activate the canister within the 10 minutes before using. Just hit this switch here. Hear that buzzing? This means it's cooking. You'd pour the liquid silver in this canister here before flipping the switch. It can spray out and hurt you, see? And the compartment at the top, see it? Make sure the top is sealed proper before pulling its trigger. And then this bad boy is ready to fire. Once a heated liquid silver hits the werewolf, bam, dead, just like that. Aim for its heart, center of the chest. The green light will flash 3 times, and then it's ready for action. Wait for the green light to flash. Savvy? Mr. Ullman walks up behind, revealing a shadow from the motel room office lamp. Green light, got it. You invented this? Yes, sir, I did. Took me nearly a decade. I invented this very masterpiece for the sake of killing a real werewolf someday, which we are about to do. And I'm going to walk you through loading it. First, pour the liquid silver in here and close the top. Secure it, fasten it tightly. It's operated by butane and various heated elements as well. Don't smoke around it. It can ignite. It's flammable. There are many components to this device for killing the beast that we're now actually going to do soon. You must mix it right before firing. So don't forget to hit the switch 10 minutes prior. Remember that the silver stays nearly liquid before it expels before the spigot, so it can burn you badly. It gets hot. Shh, deadly hot. Twist it here and it'll begin to steam. This is a thing that gets really hot, lava hot. See here? See this nozzle here? It can burn you badly. Don't touch it without proper protective gloves. You must twist it before hitting the trigger, then it sprays out like fiery lava. We're talking silver lava. It will spray out about 10 feet or more like a fire extinguisher. Some aim carefully. Okay, this is the word so. So aim carefully. Be sure to keep your hand free from the nozzle. Hold it steady and aim and fire. That's it. Oh, nearly forgot. I attach a laser pointer for nearly bullseye accuracy. It operates just like an extinguisher. A lycanthrope will hate that. Yes, it will. How many times can you use it? A few times. Maybe 2 or 3 good shots. I have backup silver nitrate and liquid silver in the trunk. Several cartridges for loading the canister. This is my only canister. I do have a small spray bottle that is still in prototype, but this very pump here is ready to kill. Made from pure silver and the trigger has touches of gold. Isn't it nice? Very nice, looking good. Yes, she does. I have a name for her. For the device, really, Sherry. The smell, a nitrate smell, is pure hell, nearly like sulfur. Yes, it is. You named her Sherry. Sherry? Named it after the lady that broke my heart in high school. She was nearly as beautiful as this right here. I was going to get a tattoo of Sherry's mugshot on my right shoulder, but instead I made this weapon for lycanthrope destruction. It's beautiful, a beautiful weapon for killing lycanthrope. Mr. Ullman grins from the depths of his hellish intoxication. John Blacksmith tells Gerald he hacks Grace Google Home. Cut 2. Interior alcove motel room moments later. John Blacksmith plugs the USB cable into the smartphone device. John has draped himself with a red, white, and blue beach towel. He just got out of the shower. Mr. Ullman walks behind him. Steam floats around the room. The shadow of Mr. Ullman covers him as he hacks. John Blacksmith. I found a back door into Grace Lippin's Google Home. I can monitor his entire house. I can see through his TV if I choose to, but I won't go there, and I can follow all the searches from all 3 of the phones and Rainey's phones, and I can monitor his searches on Google and PC. I'm basically nearly a pipeline for him right now, including if he logs out or in. I can follow all his devices, all of them. This bitch is mine. Really? Yep. Yes, sir, I can. Wow is right. What did he search last? Lowe's department store? Yes. And he called a veterinarian. A vet? Like for pets? Yes, like for pets. You're quite the spy, John. Quite the spy. Thanks. Grace talks to Rainey about the cat. Okay, we're going to cut here on 93.